All right, Vig. Here's an historic post right now.
Okay.
We're going to talk about an all-time great here, okay? Everybody can agree with this.
Lawrence Taylor.
Close.
Okay.
Close.
Right.
Current all-time great.
Okay.
Playing for our boys, the Yankees.
Okay.
But it's time for him to stop playing for our boys.
You just hit on about 3 or 4 guys.
Oh, you're right. There's a lot. It's not Jorge Posada. It's not AJ Burnett.
Derek Jeter.
Okay. Now, yeah, 3,000 hits this year. Great all-time compiler.
DJ 3K.
DJ 3K. And I know he's working towards DJ 4K.
Which he'll get.
He will get. Ultimate compiler. That's my position on Jeter. He's got this ridiculous contract going on right now. And you know what? We can do better at shortstop. We can.
Derek Jeter came up as a Yankee. He was a minor leaguer drafted in the first round. Wasn't the first overall pick, I believe, but he was our first round pick.
Right.
In 93-ish. Came up, got his first shot in 1996, so he's homegrown. And that first shot he got in 96 resulted in a title.
I want to know why, A, him being a first-round pick, B, winning a title in 96, and 3, being homegrown, has anything to do with him being the shortstop for the New York Yankees in 2012.
I think the counterbalance to the argument, why I would bring it up, would be, throughout the course of someone's career, you sort of earn some equity, right? And we're not talking about a guy who's hitting 200 right now. We're talking about a guy who's got his average up to 290, and you can poke holes in it.
Whoa.
But ultimately, he is viewed by the New York sports landscape, if you will, as the homegrown kid who's won from day one, who possesses the almighty eye, intangibles. So there's a lot of pieces to the Derek Jeter puzzle that go beyond the stat sheet.
The funny thing about intangibles, is clearly they can't be measured. But what can be measured? Batting average, WAR rating, UZRs. You knew I was going UZR on this one. And, Jeter he's out there at shortstop, moving from side to side. I see it this time every time. You ground the ball to him, boom, pick it up, cross the body.
It makes a hell of an average play.
Hell of an average play. But you make him take 3 steps to his right, or God forbid he has to dive to his left. What is that old joke? Let me see how it goes. What's a ground ball to A-Rod's right? Or, to Jeter's right?
Base hit.
A-Rod's play.
A-Rod's play.
What's a ground ball to Jeter's left?
What?
Cano's play.
Okay.
So,
I'm with you.
His UZR, we're not going to go quote Fangraphs forever here. Yeah. But,
Fangraphs.com, though, big shout out.
Big shout out to you guys. You guys really help us make some of our arguments.
Yeah.
And you'll make my argument if you go look at Jeter's rapidly declining UZR rating.
Yeah.
And which is
ultimate zone rating.
Ultimate zone. I thought you were asking me what it was.
Yeah.
It's a fielding statistic, basically, compares you versus everybody else in the league.
Yeah.
And Jeter's is below most shortstops in the league.
Below 0, yeah.
So really what I'm getting at is this, yes, Jeter had some great times with the Yankees. 300 a lot of times, not every time, but a lot.
Yeah.
Fielding that was okay. He even got a gold glove, I think, as a sympathy in the past.
I've gotten 4 of them.
Sympathy is all. But now, where we stand today, especially next year, which is going to be a tough season for us, we have a lot of transition, and we need to get some pitching.
Yeah.
And pitching's going to be tough for us. I just don't see how we can keep Jeter at the top of the lineup next season.
So I will say that Jeter's, although I'm the good cop here, I will say that Derek Jeter is certainly on my all-time overrated list.
Sure.
You can't play shortstop, get paid $20 million a year for the New York Yankees, and show up and hit, singles to earn that 300 average. Be below 0 as far as UZR rating, which basically means that you're well below average in the league. You can't be a below average fielder. Earn your 300 average by hitting singles and not be a game wrecker, and otherwise be kind of a slightly above average shortstop and yet be the matinee idol that he's become.
I feel like you just made my point for me.
Yeah.
You talked about all what Jeter's lacking, and we agree. He had some great times, and that's great. Looking in the mirror, I love that Jeter was a Yankee. And that I got to see him play through his heyday. And down the road I'll get to tell people 30 years from now that I saw Jeter's pretty much every game the guy ever played. But 2012, I don't see him being.
Well, I think that's why you are someone who can make the argument for or against, is because you have seen every game the guy's played, almost 90% of the games the guy's played, rather than the guy who writes for SI.com, who comes in, checks in on Jeter once a month, sees the batting average, sees the Yankees winning, sees the 4 rings, now 5 rings that Jeter has. Ultimately, those rings were not a result of Derek Jeter.
Right.
The Jeffrey Mayer home run, big.
You know, good. We needed it.
For every Jeffrey Mayer home run.
There's a, obviously a double play grounder, just like he had in Game 5 against the Phillies 2 years ago.
Huge.
I mean, practically lost the game for us.
Yeah.
It's just, that's the problem with Jeter. You can't count on him. He's always known as, Captain Clutch, the guy who would come through. I haven't seen Captain Clutch in 7 years. I don't know what happened to him.
Yeah. Well, the closest he'll come to Captain Clutch right now is in the box of Captain Crunch I have in my cupboard.
You got one of them? You have
I do.
milk for it?
I sure do.
Let's go.
You heard it here first, Derek Jeter. On my all-time overrated list, but I probably am not as low on Jeter as my man Fitz is. However, certainly we're on the same page as far as hasn't earned a contract, shouldn't be the Yankees' leadoff hitter going forward, and ultimately should even be a Yankee.
Let him hit that. Let him get to DJ 4K with like the Padres. I don't have to worry about ever seeing him again.
Kansas City can use him too.